for you?
What do you usually hear?
A lot of them just need somebody to listen to them.
So you sold like how many?
403.
Like food, shelter, water, if you don't have those things, how can you think about like somebody other than yourself?
What about people with children?
Your driver's license is suspended.
What?
People that are out here on the streets don't want to be out here on the streets.
I walked up to him like this. I was gonna knock that head off.
Share with me what your day is like.
It's rough.
I'm not real violent, but I've been in 20 years. If you have a plan, okay, I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna get a good place, you'll get off the streets. You'll beat the streets. Don't let the streets beat you.
When I had that stroke, I misplaced things.
I need a transplant. I have end-stage liver disease.
And it's hard to get up out of that, and then you've got so many things going against you.
The main thing we learned that is it's just a lot that goes into being homeless.
Give people a chance.
6 a.m. in the morning, and we're headed to the day shelter. I didn't bring my wallet, so I don't have an ID, so I want to try and apply for jobs and stuff and see, how far we get without that stuff.
And then we have advocates here at the day shelter who you can meet with.
We think that having shelter is the first step in order to, find, maybe that's employment. It's hard to tell someone, hey, you should go and go get income and get all these things whenever you don't have a roof over your head.
I'm wiping the tables, I gotta clean the floor, and something else, I can't remember, but I do all that, and we get our bus pass.
A lot of mental illness up close and personal. They may strike up with a conversation about they don't know what or you don't know what. A lot of them just need somebody to listen to them.
So you sold like how many?
403.
Dang.
403. I sell in Bricktown at Starbucks. All the magazines you sell is your money. You keep the money. It's talking about housing the homeless instead of putting them in jail. It's a real great magazine.
What can I do for you?
I didn't bring my ID.
Do you have any idea where you're gonna sleep tonight?
No.
Okay.
Wherever Lamar sleeps at, probably.
Okay, so for
what's a common place?
a lot around here. Some people sleep downtown, like on benches, and
let's say 16th to McKinley.
A lot of people don't sleep around there because cops patrol that area pretty well because it's the plaza.
So they encounter the cops, and what the cops do?
Well, depends on where you're at. Like some cops, they'll tell you just to move along.
Well, that's like I don't understand. Move along. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. Where you gonna go?
Like I said, depends on where you're at. Food, shelter, water. If you don't have those things, how can you think about like somebody other than yourself right now?
Wow, yeah.
So housing first. If you get shelter, you have a place you can get clean water, take a shower, you have a place to call your own. Then I can think about like, okay, what's the next step? Housing is a basic human right and a basic human need, and so housing first is to us like a evidence-based model and an answer to a lot of these things.
Upward transitions is where we're going. And I don't have an ID, so you get a referral from City Care. Bring that referral here, and they'll give you a voucher. You take that voucher to the downtown tag agency, and they will give you a state ID. So we can't really do anything. We can't get into a shelter to sleep tonight. We can't apply for any jobs until we have a state ID. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm not sure if it's open, but we'll see. It's middle of the day, so hopefully they're open.
They're closed right now, but they do help with IDs. People that are having problems paying their utilities. I lost my debit card, and she's gonna help me order another one. When I had that stroke, I misplaced things, forget things, and I'm still not fully recovered.
And it's such a catch-22 sometimes because You need the ID to get the birth certificate. You need the birth certificate to get the ID. This is basically what the Department of Public Safety requires for someone who has never had, you know, an ID before. And then with Social Security, they don't process those by mail anymore. So you have to go to the Social Security card to order it. There's one on 122nd in Kelly, and the other one is in Moore.
Wow.
Yeah. So I usually tell my people, you know, try to catch this 756 one. That way you can get to the Social Security office, and if you can't catch this 9 o'clock bus back, then maybe catch this 12:31. For the Social Security card, you can only go there to order it, and those actually take 2 weeks to come in. So then if you're waiting 4 weeks for your birth certificate, and then if you just so happen to be able to order your Social Security card, it might be another 2 weeks on that.
No matter what, there's like, you're never finished. It's never over. You're never done. One of the main things she was saying is like identification. You can't get an ID without a birth certificate. You can't get a birth certificate without an ID. So on and so forth. What do? I think about them beans right now. Intimidating. Tough to walk in this building, yo. Look at this. This is the only place you can go and do this.
The high-end shopping.
If it were me, I wouldn't go.
You're actually gonna have to make one more trip. You're not in the system anymore.
That's what I gotta do.
So what you have to do is you'll take this with you so you can bring it back here. You're gonna need to go to I-240 and Shields. This is the closest exam station to Oklahoma City. You'll take a birth certificate, your passport, a second form of identification, be Social Security card, work ID, student ID. They're pretty laid back on second form, but you have to have a birth certificate.
Okay, I learned that it's been 2 years since I've had a state ID, and because of that, I'm not in the system anymore. They can't just run my fingerprint. I have to go all the way out to I-240 and Shields, right? And to the DPS with another form of ID, which I don't have, now I think about it.
Birth certificate.
Birth certificate. Which costs money. Even so, if we go out there, we're SML because I don't have another form of ID.
You get to fill this out.
Okay.
Okay, so old address here, new one here, sign and date. Says your driver's license is suspended.
What? I'm glad I ain't been pulled over. Wow.
So call those numbers and they'll be able to tell you what's going on with it.
Can I have this?
Yes, you can bring that back whenever you get situated, and it's good for 30 days.
I'm gonna sure use it.
Curbside is something that gives the homeless jobs and subsidizes the pay and pays for our housing, basically. I think they go above and beyond for curbside out here in the city of Oklahoma City. Well, they're, misinformed. People that are out here on the streets don't want to be out here on the streets. It's out, because of mental illness, drug addiction, or just a broken home, and various types of things. But, give people a chance.
My daughter loves these.
Yeah.
Chicken nuggets.
Tell me about the morning.
Man, downhill. I get to the tag agency and I found out that my license was suspended and I have a warrant out for my arrest. Like $407. And like, that's for real. And I had no idea. I totally forgot that I had a ticket for my tag. So now I'm trying to, when we leave here, we're gonna try to figure out how to see what we gotta do to get my my license. So it's real life, apparently.
So we can't guarantee a bed over the phone.
Okay. Do you know when you guys do the intake process?
We do the intake process Monday through Friday. Usually it starts about around 9 o'clock and it ends around 4 o'clock.
Grace Rescue, this is Rusty. Can I help you?
Hey Rusty, what's your intake process? Do I need a ID?
You do. You need a valid photo ID.
If I came tonight, are you guys pretty full?
Well, here's the thing. We are full. Our intake procedure is that we have you call here every morning from Monday through Friday at 9 a.m.
Are you all pretty full today?
Right now, we're doing our last intakes right now.
Okay.
So like tomorrow about 9 a.m.
Okay, so it's too late right now.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank you. Share with me what your day is like.
It's hard. You've got the weather to deal with. You've got other homeless who are more of a pain than anything, because a lot of them, if you leave anything behind at camp, it might not be there when you get back. It's rough. It's not for someone who doesn't think they can mentally and physically handle it. About 3 months ago, we did have all of our stuff taken, tent and all, and we had to rebuild from that. We might find a chair here, or we might find a backpack here that's got strap distance but still functions. We'll take that, load it up with water or clothes or whatever. Oh, being out in the rain takes that out of you.
Yeah. I know nothing about the Curbside Chronicle. They keep what they make.
That's exactly right. Yeah, the way the model works is that, we do an orientation twice a week for new vendors, and I'll set them up with a uniform and 15 magazines and simple laminated signs says Curbside Chronicle magazine, $2. But that's the biggest hoop to jump through to get started making income, is to show up.
Wow.
And so they sell those 15. I hope that they'll save a few bucks out of that, and then they buy the issues at 75 cents and go out and distribute them to the public for a $2 suggested donation.
Okay. We were downtown, and we're trying to get back so we can get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who was downtown selling, he's like, I'm like, you going to make it back? He's like, no, I'm just staying out here and sell these and then eat off that,
Yeah.
So I just thought, I just thought that was dope.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
We've had, I think, 20 vendors who have moved into housing this year so far.
Wow, that's
and,
awesome.
Just over halfway through the year. So, and we've got several more in the pipeline, both through this office and through some of the other case management programs here. That's just downtown. I'm working on a broader map of the entire city, because Oklahoma City's pretty big.
We are at the city rescue mission, and we learned, the main thing we learned that is if you come off the streets or you just happen to need a place to stay for the night, or anything could happen and you need help for that one night, there really isn't anywhere you can go. There's no place. We were at the last place that we thought would take you in and give you a bed for the night, but even they said that they don't do that anymore. There's just a lot that goes into being homeless. Like, being homeless is a full-time job, you know what I mean? And I just couldn't imagine, like, trying to navigate through all this and trying to figure out, how to get from A to Z whenever you already don't have anything. So I don't know, man. I'm tired, and and I just couldn't imagine this being my life.
And got out the penitentiary, been in there 20 years.
buddy of mine told me that there's a preachers down here that flip houses and will give us a place to stay if we help flip the houses for free. So, well, when I get down here, that's not true. You know what I mean? So I get stuck. They help me get my food stamps, stuff like that. But, you know, like you see, you live in a tent. You know what I mean? And with the weather last night, you know what I mean? Me and her, we kind of got stuck in the water and everything got wet. I'm not a real violent, but I've been in 20 years. I was in the Universal Brotherhood. You know what I mean? I had to get beat out to, you know what I mean?
But if you have that mentality of the streets, you're gonna stay on the street. But if you have a plan, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna get a good place, you'll get off the streets. You'll beat the streets. Don't let the streets beat you.
Because I didn't realize, I had blacked out. I walked up to him like this. I was gonna knock that his head off. Don't remember having my cane like that. I was that pissed off. He said the next time I threatened him or disrespect him, he was gonna bust my head open. I would have my already if he wouldn't have stolen the shit in the first place.
I would have been killed probably way long before now. And I haven't been homeless very long. But I still want to give as much as I can to other people that, you know, maybe aren't as fortunate as I even am and are worse off. You know, that sleep under the bridges or sleep down at the river or sleep in a park or, you know, on the side of the road and don't even have a tent to sleep in.
Yeah, there's a lot of them just pull up some concrete and lay down.
But you know, what other choice do you have? I mean...
Thanks for that day center. We can go up there and shower every day except weekends. I mean, we're stuck on the weekends 2 days, but I'm used to showering every day. But thanks to the day center, we can shower every day. We get to eat, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Get to sit there in the cool air and rest and stuff like that. So it's a pretty good deal.
In Oklahoma, there's a backlog, a really significant, apparently, backlog of waiting lists for the assisted housing program.
Got to be up by 7 because DOT comes by and tells us next time we catch you here, we're going to bring the police over, you're going to be arrested. There's nowhere else to go. You know what I mean? We have to go somewhere.
They come over at least twice a day, sometimes 4.
Coming and chasing people out, that's kind of cold because this is our house. You know, I would like for some of them people to try this. You know what I mean? Get rid of all your money. Just get you a tent. Get rid of all your food. You know what I mean? Come out here for a couple of days. See how we are.
People have such a stigmatism, and I was one of those people before I became homeless. I would see people and think a certain thing, not knowing anything about what it was to be homeless. And then I became homeless. I'm terminally ill, and I fight, you know, a life-altering illness, and I can't go get a job. You know, I'm waiting for my Social Security, and I spend typically 2 or 3 times a week in the hospital. You know, 2 or 3 hospital visits a week, and that's normal. Plus, I'm homeless, so you know, it's not just as easy as I need a license. I have my license. I have all that kind of stuff. But I can't just go out and get a job. I'm too sick. I need a transplant. I have end-stage liver disease, and I have uncontrolled epilepsy as well. I have uncontrolled grand mal seizures, and I also have von Willebrand's disease type 3, which is a type of hemophilia, and I have to get transfusions every week to keep enough blood in my body.
At least I'm not addicted to what I used to be. I mean, I still have cravings. That's why I asked them for a bunch of sugar today, because I'm still going through the cravings. And the only thing I can buy from that helps it is to eat sugar.
Man, well, thank you guys for talking to us, man. I really
appreciate you. All right, well.
We're at Cross and Crown in Oklahoma City. It's down here on about 9th and McKinley, I believe. And we use this courtyard every Wednesday night to feed the homeless, share some spiritual thoughts and songs, and just try to visit with our friends and neighbors as we're doing. Jesus asked us to do that. So that's why we do it. This little congregation of about 60 folks prepare these meals every Wednesday night. And we also do some tutoring for some kids in our neighborhood over on 12th and Drexel. And so this is a working little congregation, but Jesus asked us to help others, and that's what we're trying to do.
As long as you believe.
Grab some green apples or something. Eat apples.
It's called Believe.
You wrote that one?
Yeah. Nobody knows this, but I had to pick up 300 cans. I refused to go to the temp service. I picked up 300 cans on the east side. I walked all the way to the place where you cash them in. And with that money, I bought my first mine myself from Goodwill.
Hey, that's dope. But we supposed to go to overtime.
And I'm sleeping outside.
We did.
So,
It went down
I got an
overtime.
efficiency like 2 blocks away. But
Okay.
even if I don't get any money, like how many smiles that I make, like it's worth it.
That's what's up, man. It's good to meet you, Mom Jordan.
Yep. I'm glad I finally met you, man.
No
I'll be here in a lot
hit me up, my brother. I grew up in Oklahoma City. I went to 9 Oklahoma City public schools. A lot of what they were saying, I could definitely relate to. It was almost refreshing to see, to go in it with all the things that you hear and people say about homeless people, to go in it with all that in the back of your mind, but then to talk to them and realize, like, man, like, they know what's up, you know what I'm saying? And you know, for the most part, there are a lot of them who are trying to change the situation. They've had some rough stuff happen in their life, and some, you know, their lives have been ripped apart by, you know, different situations, but you know, they're trying. So I can relate to stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was just dope to know that the people who are in position that I've met so far to help the people who live in these conditions are really their hearts in it. You know what I mean? So it's been really, really cool to see.